Investigation intensifies into Minnesota child care centers after viral fraud claims. Minnesota's Child Care Assistance Program has become the focus of a major fraud investigation after a viral video alleging misuse of federal funds prompted federal action, including tighter reporting requirements and a halt on some payments to states. The controversy has sparked political debate, community concern, and ongoing official reviews. Viral video sparks national scrutiny. The controversy began in late December 2025 when independent journalist Nick Shirley published a video claiming that several day care centers in the Minneapolis area were billing the government for services while appearing to be inactive or empty. The video, filmed at locations he said were mostly run by Somali Americans, quickly garnered millions of views on online platforms. Shirley has defended his work in interviews, noting that he intends to release follow-up reporting and saying the issue needed public exposure to prompt action. His video was amplified by prominent figures in national politics, contributing to its rapid circulation. Federal response, funding freeze and new requirements. In response to the allegations, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, HHS, announced new nationwide reporting requirements for federal child care funding. Early statements suggested Minnesota's payments might be frozen, and the administration initially paused federal child care payments to all states pending verification of proper fund use. However, officials later clarified that funds were not permanently cut off but that states must now provide increased documentation and verification before receiving payments. This nationwide tightening comes as part of a broader push by federal authorities to ensure taxpayer money in child care assistance programs is properly tracked and used. State oversight and inspections. Minnesota regulators moved quickly to respond to the viral claims. Inspectors from the Minnesota Department of Children, Youth and Families (DCYF) visited several of the day care centers highlighted in the video. Officials reported that most were operating as expected, with children present at 8 of 9 locations visited. One facility was closed because it had not yet opened for the day, and a second had closed in 2022. The DCYF confirmed that there are numerous ongoing investigations, with 55 providers under review for potential issues related to federally funded child care services. Pressure on Minnesota officials. The dispute over fraud claims has placed Minnesota leaders, including Government Tim Walz, under intense scrutiny from federal officials and political opponents. Federal demands include detailed information on child care providers and families who receive federal support, with the state given a deadline to comply. Supporters of Walz and Minnesota regulators argue that suspending or freezing funding could harm families who depend on affordable child care, affecting an estimated 23,000 children and 12,000 families each month. Providers have expressed fear that tightened requirements could strain their operations and disrupt services. Political and community reactions. The issue has quickly taken on political overtones. Some Republican lawmakers are using the investigation to call for audits and stronger oversight, while Democrats and local advocates warn that the controversy could unfairly target immigrant communities and disrupt essential services. Local child care providers, particularly in Somali American communities, have reported harassment and vandalism in the wake of the viral video, incidents that local officials and advocates say are unjust retaliation against regulated businesses that have consistently passed state inspections. Broader fraud concerns and historical context. This latest probe into Minnesota's child care centers echoes larger historical fraud issues in the state's social services systems. Earlier high-profile cases, such as the Feeding Our Future pandemic fraud scandal, involved misuse of federal funds and led to multiple convictions and heightened federal enforcement. What's next? As Minnesota officials work to satisfy federal documentation requirements and investigations continue, families and providers remain on edge about the potential impact on child care accessibility. A federal House Oversight Committee hearing is also planned to examine these allegations and the broader implications for federal funding programs. AP News. With the investigation still developing, authorities on both the state and federal levels emphasize the importance of protecting taxpayer dollars while ensuring families have access to vital child care services.